Welcome to episode 2 of the Aldergrove Brazil Mission Society presentation. Today I have the pleasure of introducing Pastor Jim from Brazil.
Thank you. Also known as Pastor Jim.
All right, welcome Pastor Jim. Pastor Jim is living in Abbotsford right now, doing work for the Brazil Mission in various ways. Some general news first. Pastor John Chase has accepted the call to Brazil and is expected to move to Aldergrove on November the 2nd, and then to Brazil in January. Cabo Frio also has celebrated a 19th anniversary, so God has richly blessed them, and we're grateful for that. Today's subject is going to be Caruaru, and Pastor Jim is going to tell us about that mission congregation.
All right, thanks, Kevin. It's a pleasure for me to be able to speak about the Caruaru Mission Project. It's a project that's close to my heart. It's something that I've been involved in since I started, and really the first mission congregation that I was involved in upon my arrival in Brazil. The Caruaru Mission Project has a history of about 18 years, and the congregation came to know the Reformed faith through the Puritan Symposium, which happens each year. After one of these Puritan Symposiums, the congregation got in touch with the missionaries who are involved with the work with the Igrejas Reformadas do Brasil, the Reformed Churches of Brazil. And through that contact, they became a mission congregation of the Reformed Church in Grande Recife. And so the missionaries, Pastor Ken and Pastor Julius, had a lot of involvement in the mission congregation there, along with Pastor Pereira, who was ordained as a minister in the Reformed Churches of Brazil. Now, a couple of years ago, Pastor Pereira accepted a call to São José de Coroa Grande, and that left the mission congregation in Caruaru without a pastor. And so that led to some difficult times. For a couple of years, they were without a pastor, and that means that they didn't have that regular pastoring. We did work with the ministers of the IRB Federation and with elders in the IRB to make sure that they had preaching every Sunday. But during that time, they didn't have a pastor working full-time. They didn't have local mission being done, evangelism and visits and things like that. So it was a challenge for them. So on some Sunday mornings, we were down to 3 people in a worship service. And we were asking and thinking about, is it really worthwhile for us to continue with this with the congregation so small? But a little over a year ago, Pastor Lucio Manuel accepted the call from the Church of Grande Recife to work as the missionary in Caruaru. And since that time, we've seen God's blessing on this work in an amazing way. So with the arrival of Pastor Lucio in the congregation, that's led to continuity in the work. It's led to regular preaching, regular visits, and evangelism within the city of Caruaru. And that's been a real blessing for the congregation with the addition of members, and the church is growing, and there's always visitors, and those visitors receive follow-up. And so it's been a real blessing to have Pastor Lucio coming to Caruaru. And Caruaru is an important city. It's the largest city in the interior of the state of Pernambuco. It's located about 2 hours from Recife, which is one of the bases for our mission work. And it's the capital of the Agreste, which is the region in the interior of Pernambuco. And so it has a strategic importance also for the mission. So despite our misgivings, despite our doubts about the work and how that work would succeed, God has truly led the work and He's blessed the work, and we give thanks for that. So Caruaru has become a thriving mission congregation with a lot of activities, Bible studies, regular services, many visitors coming to worship and to hear the gospel being proclaimed. And that's been a very great blessing, and we're very thankful for Pastor Lucio's presence and for the continued faithfulness of that congregation.
Well, thank you very much, Pastor Jim. And so we ask that you pray for Pastor Lucio and the work that he does and the mission congregation. We ask that you pray for Pastor Jim also and the work that he's doing from Abbotsford for Brazil. And we also ask that you pray for John Chase, that he will arrive in Abbotsford safely, that he'll get his preliminary work done, and that he may have a successful move to Brazil in the new year. Thank you.